Brace yourself. Take a deep breath. Go. There are going to be people shouting at you. Don't listen to them. There are going to be people telling you it's so easy. Don't listen to them. When you are given everything, you are giving everything. If you fail, try again. If you fall, step back. If you can, proud. Because once you're on the treadmill, you ain't living until the race is over. Don't care about others. Either they fail or you die. Because you are.
Just shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm just a motivational voiceover. My wife doesn't even love me.
Oh, hello dear. Welcome back to the channel. My name is N, Monsieur N. And today I want to talk about something that really influenced the birth of this channel. My failure to be a productivity guru. More seriously, this previous example encapsulates everything I hate about productivity. An emotionally strong advice that hits you up but gives you no real way to achieve a goal. We all get into productivity for the same reasons. Our lives suck and we want to make it worth it. But it feels like there is this massive gap between the empowerment you have when you consume content and your actual ability to solve anything with what you learn. If you have been practicing the Pareto rule or dating planning, etc., and it works great for you, then I'm glad, keep going. But if you roll your eyes almost convulsing when you see things like this video, then maybe you share my point of view. Something about productivity is really wrong. And it's not just authors trying to make money selling BS that never work. Nor is it about 19-year-old kid using two startups or having perfect grade and give us unrealistic expectations.
Hey, are you speaking about Ruby Green?
Shut up, motivational voice speaker.
Oh,
Nobody asked for your help! It's about those things we somehow know we aren't doing, should be doing, and fail to do because no one calls on our bullshit straight on our face. Like when you swear you're ready to do everything to lose weight, but just thinking about counting calories makes your vision blurry. So what is wrong with productivity content? Like Chris Bailey, the author of the Productivity Project, said, if I've learned one thing from my research is that productivity is highly personal. Everyone is uniquely wired and has different routine. As a result, not all productivity tactics would match comfortably with your life. The problem with productivity is that almost none of the people following advice self-reflect on them. Instead, our first reflex is to take a more friendly and moderate approach and shame ourselves brutally when we fail. The full consequences of this lack of reflection is that 1. We use techniques that aren't optimized for our particular case. 2. We spend a lot of energy following the wrong goals. Then again, productivity is highly specific and it's easy to fool yourself into the wrong path. I fell into this trap for years, trying to pursue ambitious goal, get organized, and consistently failing until I experiment about what worked and didn't. I don't pretend to have solved the issue, and that's why rather than giving you a vague advice, I'm going to share with you how I solve my problems, and my hope is that by telling you the actual process and struggle I face, you'll be more eager to experiment by yourself. Sleep schedule. Okay, so as someone interested in neuroscience, it's kind of a shame to admit, but I never made great effort to sleep well. I read a lot of books and scientific articles about the danger of not sleeping enough, but I never really applied it seriously. Months ago, here is how it will go. I wake up very early because hey, CEO wakes up at 5, right? In the evening, I'll stay up late and watch manga or scrolling on WhatsApp until tiredness or guilt force me to sleep. And when I'm in a tight schedule, I'll screw my sleep even more. Someday I'm motivated, other days I feel like shit and forget about my routines. And a long-term project like this YouTube channel never gets done. But I wanted structure, so I slept for 8 hours a day and I wasn't expecting what would happen. I had an overwhelming amount of energy. I worked hard, slept. I woke up with the same will to work hard. Normally I would battle my mind to push myself to work, but this time stuff was pushing me into them. I could use this extra energy to plan more, reduce my anxiety, read more books or pursue side projects. I woke up in the morning one day and felt so raised that I wonder what was the last time I felt this happy. Between my old and my new schedule, something changed. I was so eager to have a work-life balance, and when I read the book Why We Sleep from Matthew Walker, which had so many strong insights about sleeping, I had to give it a serious try. However busy I will be, I will always prioritize a good night's sleep. I kept my alarm and woke up naturally at 6 a.m. every single day. Okay, eventually I went back to a normal feeling as I used to, but having this extra energy had and still is increasing my productivity. 2. Organizing. There are two types of people. The organized one who carefully plan their day and like to have long-term vision, usually they look like this. And there are people like me who just don't give a fuck. If one adjective could describe me, it would probably be undisciplined. So when I told people I was going to become organized, they reacted like this. To their surprise, I really become more organized and productive, but certain things were just out of my scope. Following a weekly plan, achieving a monthly plan, or even planning my day at all whenever I'll be stressed.
It looks like you don't really.
Don't talk. Okay, to be fair, I would get things done, but never near what was planned. And the more I try to be very organized, the more it backfires. For example, if I burst my ass following a strict schedule, I'll be so exhausted the next day or the next week that I'll practically do nothing. After trying every possible solutions for a year, getting done every method, bullet journal, etc., I've come to a very clear conclusion. I don't do well with rigid plans.
The change in my attitude came once again by accepting that I just couldn't keep up with this roller coaster. But what proof did I really have that I just wasn't lazy? So I tried, and it clicked out. I can match the heavy schedule of an entrepreneur. First, I have very flexible days, while workers have external pressure. Second, planning becomes a burden for me whenever I'm stressed. And third, it doesn't matter how hard I work when I'm out of energy, I'll just end up crashing. You can see it as a superimposed work and energy schedule. If you have some heavy stuff to do at 2 p.m. and at 2 p.m. you're out of energy, there is little chance you'll do it. And by trying that repetitively, I learned to forgive myself, work hard when I was in a good mood, and batch a lot of easy stuff when I was kind of tired, which helped me deal with important but non-urgent things, like calling my grandma.
Speaking about that,
I think we all have this dread feeling that if we don't do something for our life now, we will miss our chance and become unemployed meth addicts. I woke up in my university room one day and realized that I wasn't going to be the multi-billionaire genius I was dreaming about. I had terrible grades and absolutely no plan. From this day to now, I've been starting a lot of projects and self-educated myself, but really, I failed much more than I succeeded. Let me give you a concrete example. Months ago, I decided I wasn't learning German fast enough, so I did it on my own. I read books and techniques and prepared for an exam twice as fast as a regular student. I probably never worked so hard in my life. I did my best, I gave 100%, 110% until my body started giving up. And if this was a movie, I would have told you that I was the best student they've ever seen. But it's not, and I failed. I was so close, but I failed. And I watched myself in the mirror, wondering why I put so much energy in the first place. I stopped revising world altogether and lost most of my fluency in German. How many crazy projects like that do you think you can handle? 3, 4. I thought I could handle that indefinitely. I was wrong about that. You can only do so much before you crash. Years ago, I read a book, Obliquity by John Kay, where he showed that greatness was rarely achieved by direct pressure. It made total sense. I completely agree. Then I did the exact opposite. I was always in a hurry. If I don't have this grade now, my life is screwed. If I don't meet this deadline, why am I even here? But 90% of the deadline I had was self-imposed. I knew I could go easy on myself. How the heck are you supposed to chill out when the only thing you can think of is your life getting ruined? There are so many reasons why this train of thought is wrong. Because the more you work, the more your returns diminishes. Because you can achieve a lot of stuff with minimal effort using compound interest. Because if you're constantly doing things you don't feel good about, however important they may be, you will eventually stop them. So, how is it like since I've changed my point of view? Well, I didn't. Yeah, I know normally I'm supposed to give you a transformative experiment and everything. But I don't have one. I'm still trying to achieve great things. But enjoying my life isn't going to be optional. It doesn't matter if I achieve my dreams 5 years later. Maybe you don't have any sleep problem, but maybe you wrote cross between studying hard and procrastinating because no motivation. Maybe this video won't change your opinion. Maybe you need another book, video to get inspired. There is absolutely no problem. At the day we come where experimenting will be the next logical step. So brace yourself, take a deep breath and learn to trust your mind rather than muting it. Because as always, nothing is smarter than agree better. And I'll see you next time.